The Madurese people, or Orang Madura, are an Indonesian ethnic group that are originally from the island of Madura. However, they are now found in many different parts of Indonesia and are the third largest Indonesian ethnic group by population. The most common religion is Islam, and their native language is Madurese. The Madurese people are Austronesian-speaking migrants who settled on the island around 2000 BCE and developed their own unique culture and identity over the centuries. There has been Indian, Chinese, Arab and European traders settle there over time, which has had a heavy influence on the culture of the Madurese people. The Kingdom of Madura was developed in the 16th century and it was run by local rulers called Panembahan. It encompassed most of the island of Madura and its capital was in Sumeneb. Orang Madura have faced many challenges throughout their long history. In the past, there have been tensions with other Indonesian ethnic groups such as the Dayak people, which led to outbreaks of violence at some point in history over land and resources, cultural differences, and political tensions. Despite these challenges, the Madurese people are continuing to develop their cultural identity and contribute to the wonderful and extremely diverse Indonesian culture. The official population of Orang Madura is around 7.2 million according to the 2010 census. However, the actual number is estimated to be around 10.2 million. Of these, approximately 3.3 million live on Madura Island, their native island. Another 3.2 million are located in East Java, while there are also strong Madurese communities in places such as Jakarta, where there are about 80,000 Madurese people, and the island of Kalimantan, which consists of nearly 400,000 Orang Madura. The Madurese people are Indonesia's third largest ethnic group behind the Javanese and the Sudanese. According to the 2010 census, the Madurese make up 3.03% of the total population of Indonesia. The Madurese people have a very diverse economy as they are engaged in many different sectors. Here are some key aspects. The rich, fertile lands of Madura Island are perfect for growing many foods such as rice, corn and fruits such as durian and bananas. Many Madurese people earn a living through farming, either locally or for large corporations. Pulau Madura is surrounded by vast oceanic expanses, stocked to the brim with sea life, contributing greatly to the Madurese economy. Fishing is a traditional occupation for these people, and a large portion of the population also fish for recreation. The waterways are very important for small communities on this land, with many relying on fishing to make a living. The Madurese have been farming animals for thousands of years. Madura is very well known for its cattle breeding and rearing, especially of bulls and buffalo, which is also an important economic activity for these people. Cattle are raised for meat and dairy, but also for farming activities such as ploughing, as not many can afford farming equipment such as a tractor. Many of the Madurese people run their own small businesses for a living, such as the ones at the Bali market. These small retail shops, markets and food stalls are vital for the Madurese economy to continue to thrive. The migration of the Madurese to other parts of Indonesia for work is also a large part of the Madurese economy. Many people seek job opportunities outside of Madura, particularly in urban areas such as Jakarta, to work in sectors that aren't as prominent in Madura, such as construction, transportation, and hospitality. The Madurese put extreme importance on family. The extended family is treated just like immediate family to the Madurese and plays a significant role in each other's lives. They normally live in close proximity to each other. This builds strong ties between the differing generations and allows everyone to work together to raise a strong, respected family. Something that is vastly different to here in Australia is the marriages. By Islamic law, a man may have more than one wife. and marriage proposals are usually done by the groom's parents, not the groom themselves. The groom's parents also set the date for the wedding, and after the couple is married, they usually start off by living with the family of the bride. This allows for strong family ties to be made, forming a deep trust that will span generations. The Madurese have a rich cultural heritage, and they are very passionate about their traditional ceremonies and games. One of their most popular traditions is bull racing, or karapan sapi, where bulls that have been decorated are strapped to carts and race around a track, accompanied by traditional music and dancing. There is also bengkalai, which is a traditional Madurese wedding ceremony, which involves many different rituals and customs and lasts for several days. The Madurese people love their bulls, as one of their traditional sports is bull wrestling, which involves two bulls fighting to the death, as well as a bull sacrifice for special occasions in people's lives, such as giving birth or buying a new home. Here is a quick video of the action at a karapan sapi ceremony.
Tengah takut dengan suara barik. Nomor 6 akan dilepaskan ke arah orang. Yang pertama adalah biasa berlangsung pada bulan ini oleh Ibu Syarwan Hamid Sugayan.
The Madurese have many different types of clothing for many different occasions, but the most prominent type is the clothing for the common people. The common dress for men is called the peso. It has a black top and pants with a red and white striped shirt. A sarong is always worn crossways over the shoulder. In Bahasa Madura, it is called sabu tebak kole. This clothing is made from a traditional Madurese cloth called the pesaan. The colour of this cloth is black to symbolise bravery and strength, the character of the Madurese people. The women wear a dress called baju sono, which is primarily red or green, but can be mixed in with other colours. It also consists of a belt and a shawl draped over the shoulder. The traditional footwear for both men and women is called gamparan, which is slippers made of wood. Kebaya is the cloth that is made into the clothes for the common women of Madura. Indonesia has many different cultures, all with different traditional cloths, which helps increase the diversity of Indonesia, making it more beautiful, interesting, and unique. The Madurese are a tight-knit group of people, and they live by a community philosophy. Tanyan Langhang is a collection of Madurese traditional houses formed by arranging a number of houses parallel to a house in the middle. It can consist of 2 to 10 buildings that are inhabited by 10 families. The location is normally very close to arable land or rivers, so that the Tanyan Langhang can sustain themselves as a small community. The traditional Madurese houses have a long front yard, as the houses are all connected in rows on the land, and the inhabitants normally have family relations. The house consists of the main living room, a cage for animals, a kitchen, and a yard. Around the house is planted with many trees and plants, usually bamboo and bushes. The house only has one entrance, which is located at the front of the house, so the homeowners can control the activities of family members entering or leaving. The door is decorated with the traditional Madurese colours of green and red, which symbolise loyalty and struggle. The yard does not have a fence, and if you are visiting, you must pass through the entrance, not go around the side, because it is considered rude to not use the existing path. The main house is marked by 2 flowers that face each other like a tombstone, to remind everyone that death will surely be experienced by every living being. The Madurese have many different traditional music styles. The Dol Mado is a traditional music style of the Madurese community, which is typically performed during a wedding and other ceremonial occasions. It features a large dol, which is a double-headed drum, as well as other percussion instruments such as the gambang and the bono. Gandrung is also another traditional music form of the Madurese people. This is a type of dance and musical performance in front of traditional Madurese music and instruments. The music is very upbeat and lively and is often performed using instruments such as the rabana, which is a small drum, as well as the kendang, a big double-headed drum, as well as a sarong, which is like a xylophone. The lyrics of Gandrung songs are often about nature, love, or folklore. Qasida is another popular music genre among the Madurese people. It is a religious style of music influenced by Islamic themes and is often performed during Islamic festivals or religious ceremonies. It features vocal performances accompanied by traditional instruments such as the rabana, gambus, which is a type of lute, as well as a violin. Qasida songs normally involve religious themes or express devotion to God. There is also a traditional music ensemble of the Madurese people called Karawitan. Karawitan consists of traditional musical instruments such as the sarong, gong, kendang, as well as other wind instruments such as the suling, which is a flute. The ensemble generally performs at weddings or other traditional occasions such as bull racing. The orang Madura speak Bahasa Madura, the traditional language of the Madurese, and it is divided into many different dialects. Each dialect has different language features. However, speakers of different Madurese dialects can generally understand each other, as there is a high level of similarity between the different Madurese dialects. The most common dialect is Bangkalan, which often functions as a third language between the Madurese people from different locations. It comes from the eastern part of Madura Island. Sumanap Madurese is the dialect most commonly spoken in the northeastern part of Madura Island. It has different features compared to other Madurese dialects, especially when it comes to pronunciation. Certain vowels, such as H, are pronounced differently. It tends to preserve the H sound compared to other Madurese dialects, where it is almost silent. However, all differences are spoken, and there is no written difference in the dialects. Other dialects include Pemeskasan, which is primarily spoken in central Madura, and the Sampang dialect, which is the main dialect in West Madura. There is also another Madurese dialect called Madurese Javanese. This is not spoken in Madura. Instead, it is a variation of Bahasa Madura that is primarily spoken by the Orang Madura who have migrated to Java for various reasons such as work, education, or marriage. It is important to understand the Madurese Javanese dialect is a variation of the Madurese language and not a variation of the Javanese language. It does incorporate some Javanese elements, however, the language is primarily based on the language of the Madurese people. Madurese cuisine is known for its rich flavours, spiciness, and diverse range of dishes. Here are some of the most popular Madurese foods. Satay Madura, or Madura-style satay, is one of the most famous dishes from the region. It features skewered and grilled meat, typically chicken or beef, and is marinated in a blend of spices, served with peanut sauce, rice cakes, and sliced cucumbers. Soto Madura is a traditional Madurese soup made with a broth of meat. It is normally served with rice, shredded chicken, bean sprouts, fried shallots, and lime. Soto Madura is known for its robust flavour and is often enjoyed for breakfast or lunch. Nasi pecel is a popular Madurese dish consisting of rice served with an assortment of cooked vegetables such as spinach, long beans, and bean sprouts, accompanied by a spicy peanut sauce. Lontong balap is a traditional Madurese street food dish. It consists of rice cakes, also known as lontong, served with bean sprouts, tofu, lento, which is fried lentil cakes, and a savoury sauce made from soy sauce, shrimp paste, and chili. Satay Ponorogo is another popular satay dish that originated from Ponorogo, a city located on the border of Madura Island and East Java. It features skewered and grilled chunks of marinated chicken or beef, served with a special sweet soy sauce and lontong. Bebek sinjay is a famous Madurese-style roasted duck dish. The duck is marinated in a blend of spices, including turmeric, garlic, ginger, and coriander, and then slow roasted until tender and flavourful. It is often served with rice, sambal, and vegetables. Pindang serani is a traditional fish soup made with various spices and lemongrass. The traditional soup is typically cooked with fish, such as mackerel or catfish, resulting in a tangy and savoury flavour. It is often served with rice and accompanied by side dishes like sambal and vegetables. Rujak Madura is a spicy fruit salad that combines a mix of tropical fruits such as mango, pineapple, cucumber, and kedondong, with a spicy sauce made from chili, shrimp paste, and palm sugar. The combination of sweet, sour, and spicy flavours makes it a refreshing and spicy treat. Satay Kerang is a unique Madurese dish that features grilled clams on skewers. The clams are marinated in a spicy sauce before grilling, which helps achieve a flavourful and slightly chewy seafood dish. These were just a few examples of Madurese dishes which are known for their bold flavours and generous use of spices. Exploring and trying different Madurese dishes is a must if you are privileged enough to travel to the beautiful island of Madura. The Madurese have many different traditional skills, clothing, and performances as a result of their rich cultural heritage. The traditional batik of Madura is a cloth that features intricate patterns that are often inspired by nature, including flowers and animals. It is created using a wax-resistant dye and is commonly found in clothes and home decorations. The Madurese are also heavily involved in wood carving. Madurese wood carvings are known for their intricacy and attention to detail. The wood is primarily carved into masks, sculptures, and decorative items. The carvings usually show scenes of daily life, mythical creatures, and features of nature. Wayang kulit is a traditional Indonesian form of shadow puppetry that is practiced by the Madurese. It features handmade puppets that are used to perform shadow plays based on Indonesian traditional stories. The puppeteer, called the dalang in Indonesian, controls the puppets behind a lit screen while narrating the story and also providing the voices of the puppets. Most of the Madurese follow Sunni Islam, which is the largest branch of Islam that 90% of all Muslims follow. The Madurese are generally extremely devout Muslims, and many children are educated in pesantren schools, which are Islamic boarding schools. This plays an extremely important role in the development of young Madurese people. Some Madurese also practice other religions, such as Christianity, Protestantism, and Hinduism, but the followers of these religions combined only make up around 0.2% of the total Madurese population. Mosques are central to the Madurese community, just like most communities in Indonesia. The Madurese began following Islam around the 13th century. The religion arrived on the island through traders from the Middle East and India, as well as settlement from those places. The Madurese have a long-standing tradition of a warrior culture. Throughout their history, the Madurese were strong seafarers and warriors who defended their land against the Dayak ethnic group during the late 1990s and the early 2000s. They also stood united against the Betawi people when conflict arose in the 1980s due to economic disparities and a competition for resources as a result of the Madurese people who had migrated to Jakarta. After the conflict, measures were put in place to restore peace between the ethnic groups. Cultural exchanges were held to promote interaction and understanding and rebuild strong relationships between the two communities. Suku Madura are a culturally diverse group as a result of their long-standing and complicated history. But their differences compared to other ethnic groups and the wide variety of groups throughout the Indonesian archipelago is what makes Indonesia so special and different compared to the rest of the world. Thanks for watching, and I hope you learned something from my video. Have a good one.